Okay, so I was just having a little bit of a play around with my makeup and I was just kind of sorting through everything as you do, and I came across two foundations that I've been meaning to try for absolutely ages, but I've just always kind of, I don't know, just kind of put it off because I bought other foundations and so I just thought, well, why not try them today? These are both stick foundations and I've only ever tried one stick foundation, which was by Max Factor. It was the pan stick and it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite because it was a stick. I just didn't like the formula that much. The two that I got, which I thought we could try on each side of my face, because I'm a massive fan of the trying a different thing on each side of my face. I've got the e.l.f. Moisturizing Foundation Stick, and this is in the shade, I have no idea because it doesn't, nude. And I also have the Primark Foundation Stick. This is in the shade Porcelain. Today we could try one on each side of my face, and then over the coming kind of days or weeks I can just try them again, just covering the whole face, and give you kind of my reviews at the end of the video and let you know what I think. But I just thought to kind of save time, would it be fun like amalgamating this into one review as opposed to two reviews? I thought it could be one review and it could be like the stick foundation off. Well, no, because it's not like I'm comparing them with one another. I'm just kind of doing a review of both, but at the same time, who am I these days? But really, there's very little information on the Primark stick other than it's meant to provide light to medium coverage and give a natural finish. There were only 3 shades to pick from in this, and I'll confirm the price here, but I think it was about £3.50. So yeah, there were 3 shades. I went for the lightest shade. And yeah, the e.l.f. foundation, I'll confirm how many shades there are of this here, and I'll also confirm the price because you know me, she has no idea. Which one shall we begin with? I'm going to begin with the e.l.f. I'm going to begin with e.l.f. This was in the shade Nude. Let's do a little swatch of it. Oh, okay, so I mean, I wouldn't describe that as being nude, but oh, it feels nice and silky. Oh, that's blended in well, but I'm a bit worried about the shade of it, but oh well. So let's, by the way, I was just messing about with my eye makeup. I know it's a bit crazy right now. I was messing about with my Eat Sleep Makeup Repeat palette, which I love. I just love dibble-dabbling with that palette because it's so much fun. Okay, so I know everybody says this when, oh, look at that. Looking very warm. I know everyone says this when they're doing a stick foundation first impression, but I literally have no idea how much to put on. I'll put a little bit there like that. Okay, and I'm just going to go in with the Beauty Blender. By the way, this is clean. I have washed this, but it doesn't look like it. Seriously though, it's being washed. Right, anyway. So I'm going to just begin with a Beauty Blender and then see how it works out. It seems to be blending really nicely, actually. It's really nice. It's really nice. I always feel that stick foundations aren't going to be easy to work with. I'm not sure why that is, but I mean, really, it should be the easiest thing in the world. Also, I am dying to try the Hourglass. Is it vanish stick, disappearing stick that's just lost? I don't know, but I'm dying to try that. It's so expensive though, and at the moment I can't really justify it. I'm definitely going to be trying that, and that is going to be the most exciting review ever when I try that. Well, for me anyway. It probably isn't going to be the most exciting review ever for you, but for me, quite selfishly, it'll be so exciting, like so excited. Do you know what? That is absolutely gorgeous. The finish of it is, I would probably say, like a satin. It's not a flat matte, but at the same time, it's not kind of in any way dewy. But can you see that like the light is kind of still kind of bouncing off my face? I really like that. If you compare it with the non-foundation side and then the foundation side, it's done a really good job of just smoothing out my skin. And I don't think the shade is that bad. I mean, it's not a great match, but it's not awful. We've seen a lot worse, haven't we? Let's be honest. We've seen a lot worse. So I'm liking that. And how effortless was that to blend out? It just took absolutely no effort, no time whatsoever. Do you know what? I'm really liking this, and I can't believe that it's taken me this long to try it, because I'm loving this. Okay, so next we're going to do Primark, and Primark has a lot to live up to here because I really like the e.l.f. one. I've got a feeling this one's definitely going to be quite a bit lighter, so I'll just swatch that there. That's weird. It looks like it's got... Can you see? I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Feels grainy, like it's got little bits of sand in there. And when I'm kind of rubbing it on my hand, it's grainy. Like, I don't know how well you can see that. But it's grainy, like there's little rough bits in it. Is it just like there was a layer on top maybe? Let's try again. I'll just swatch like here. Genuinely feels like it's disgusting. Can you see on my hand? It feels kind of rough, like imagine there's little bits of sand in there, and you can kind of see there. And I was thinking, oh, is it just because it's the top layer? Maybe I just need to like smooth that off, but I don't know about this. I don't know. Do I want to? Yeah, I'll do it anyway. Let's go for it. It kind of feels like I'm exfoliating my face here because there's loads of little bits in it. I've not had this for that long either, so I don't think it's like out of date or anything, but I'm a bit afraid here. Right, so I'm going to go in with my black beauty blender for this side. Okay, so that was weird. Like, has anyone else tried this? And if you have, did you encounter the little grains of like sand in there? The shade is definitely more along the lines of what I would need. It's just not got that warmth to it that the e.l.f. one has got. Do you know what? I'm liking this. After such a rocky start with the whole sandy situation, this is actually coming out quite nice. Do you know what? I'm liking both. I am liking both. When I put the e.l.f. side on, I was thinking, oh, there's no way that the Primark side is going to top this now. But no, this is really, really good. I'm really liking this. And it's so cheap. And I know the e.l.f. one is cheap as well, but I've got a feeling that the Primark one is going to be a bit cheaper. Do you know what? This is really nice and it feels nice on my skin. Again, it's not a flat matte, but it's not dewy. But you can still see the light kind of bouncing off my face. This shade is perfect for me. This porcelain shade. Absolutely perfect. Isn't that a rare thing? There's only 3 shades and one of them is perfect for me. That never happens. In a range of 25 shades, the chance of one of them being right for me is just never happens. I love both sides, which is not in any way what I expected would happen. A close up. What do you think about that? Like, what are we thinking? And then we've got the e.l.f. side over here looking a bit more bronzed. And then back to Primark side over here. What a revelation this is. Like, really, I like both sides. And the shade for the Primark side is just spot on. So I'm going to be wearing these over the next kind of few days, or just, I always say this is the spiel. However long it takes me to form an opinion of both of these foundations, and I'll come back and let you know what I think once I've thoroughly tested them out through all different kind of circumstances, through work, through shopping at Tesco, through jumping on the bed, through cooking in the kitchen, through just everything, I will be testing these out. But like, so far, just in terms of like the application and how they're looking, I'm deeply impressed with them both. Both provided the same amount of coverage, and if anything, I think that the Primark one has given me more of like a flawless, smoothed out look, if that makes sense. She's liking it. She is liking it. Obviously, when I'm testing these out, I'm not going to be doing the half and half face thing because, yeah, that's, you can definitely tell they're different shades. I mean, the finishes are pretty similar, but the shades, you can definitely tell it's all porcelain skin. Oh, and hello, slightly not matching skin. I can't wait. Which one should I wear first? I don't know. Which one will she be wearing first? I don't know. I think maybe porcelain just because it matches me, and maybe I might have got a suntan in a week or so. Probably won't have got a suntan. I mean, I don't know. Why would I think I would get a suntan? Anyway, I'm going to be back soon and I shall let you know what I think about these two, but I mean, so far I'm loving them. I am loving them. Okay, so here is my little conclusion number one on the e.l.f. Moisturizing Stick Foundation. I have been wearing this all day today. I put it on at about 7 a.m. and it's now 4 p.m. So I've had it on for many hours, and I know I should calculate it, but I'm not going to. Just many hours it's been on my face for. And I must say, I'm really impressed with it. It has provided me with a natural kind of finish, a light to medium coverage, but I'd say kind of more on the medium side. It's not dewy. Well, I know it's kind of looking a bit radiant right now, but that's kind of more kind of oily radiant, not like dewy radiant, more like oily radiant. But I'm very impressed with it. I would definitely recommend this foundation if you've got oily skin, dry skin, normal skin. I think that possibly it could work a little bit better with drier skin types because, as you can see, I am pretty oily. I did set it with powder this morning. I didn't really like super powder it. Like, I wasn't powder. I was just more like a bit of powder here and there. Only major complaints that I would kind of raise here today, because otherwise, like, what's this? Who am I? A dinosaur? Ah. It's been a long day. A long day today. Anyway, so, yeah, the only thing I've noticed is just above my top lip, I've had a little bit of dryness. I don't know why. It's kind of clung on to some kind of dry patches that I didn't even realise I had. It's a little bit of an irritant, but it's not a huge problem really. My oils have kind of come on the scene and moved the foundation around a little bit, but that's kind of forgivable because I feel like if I were to have just reapplied more powder, that would have kind of solved the issue. And being a girl who has oily skin, I'm more than prepared and, you know, very versed in just, you know, the powdering throughout the day just to, you know, stop the foundation from moving around. So that's not a huge issue for me whatsoever. It's just felt really comfortable on the skin all day. I just really like it. I would definitely, like, 100% recommend this to you if you have just any skin type, because it's just one of those things that if you have oily skin, you know, sometimes you do have to be prepared to kind of just powder throughout the day. And to me, that's not a huge issue. The foundation has actually coped really well with my oily skin. Another swatcheroo of the shade. This is Nude, and I would say, like, I can get away with it. I did kind of bronze down my neck a little bit just to kind of, you know, blend it in there, but I wouldn't say that the shade of it is offending me in any way. It's quite fine. It's not an issue. I've just kind of blended it out there. As you can see, this blends out like butter. It's super smooth. I just really like it. I didn't think that I was going to like it as much as I did. I mean, I am always quite pessimistic for some reason when it comes to makeup. There was a reason why I just didn't think this was going to look down. Hammond, you're talking too fast at this point. You should not have had that second coffee at 3 p.m. I really recommend this. Really impressed with it. I'm going to be wearing the Primark stick foundation tomorrow, and I'll be giving my little update then, and we can kind of round up this kind of stick foundation amalgamation video. But yes, super impressed with this one, and I would totally recommend it to you to try because it's fabulous. Really like it. I've just realised I have my top on back to front, so I was just thinking, Amwin, your top, it just looks a little bit strange, and I've realised, yeah, it's back to front. Look, I mean, I was just in such a rush apparently to give my little conclusion. I'm just all back to front. Look, okay, I don't mind it. I mean, I'm probably going to just leave it, to be honest. I mean, I'm not going to change it. This is fine. I mean, it's working, and also it's clean at this side, whereas I think on the back it's got little like bits of food stains and things. I'm going to blame the boys. Those boys, honestly, they're so messy with their food. It's me. I'm quite messy with my food, you know. Sometimes when you're just snacking in the evening and you're just like, I'm relaxing, she's snacking, and then you know what it's like. Don't pretend you don't. You know this. And especially when you know, well, I'm not going anywhere and I don't think anyone's coming round. I can just wear my top that has a few stains on it. It's fine. So I'm wearing the Primark foundation stick today. It's on for about 4 hours at this point, and I'm not kind of hating it, but it's definitely not my favourite, and in direct comparison with the elf stick, it's nowhere near as good. It didn't blend out like very easily. You kind of swipe it on and it just kind of wants to stay there. It doesn't want to blend. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm happy now. You've put me on your face and I'm quite happy. I have no interest in blending out. Also, it's very much a kind of a light to medium coverage, but more towards the light side. I did set it with a thin layer of powder and it definitely is on the move. It also feels pretty like tacky on the skin. It doesn't feel like it's set. I would say if you've got oily skin, then this possibly isn't the one to go for, because it doesn't seem to kind of want to stay in place. It's just kind of met with my oils and it said, okay, I'm off. Forget being on the nose. I'm just going down to the chin. I'm patching away. That's what I'm doing. I don't like the oils. I do not want to play with the oils. Yeah, I definitely do prefer the e.l.f. Foundation stick. I'm trying to think of a positive to say about this foundation. I think the shade is good. The shade Porcelain definitely is perfect for me. I have no issues with it. And I think if you're a bit lighter than me, it will also be fine. It's not oxidized. It's kind of just stayed the same color, which is always, you know, a good thing. I don't know why these foundations just think that they should be changing color throughout the day like a chameleon. I mean, who are they? They're not chameleons, is what they're not. So yeah, I think I'm going to kind of take this off now as well, because you can see it's kind of sat in my pores there and it just doesn't feel the best. It just has that kind of wet, tacky feel to it. So I'm going to get it off my face. I'm happy I've tried it. I think if you have like more dry to normal skin, this could potentially be really, really good for you, because it is quite a kind of hydrating feel of a foundation. Anyway, hey guys, it's me. I'm really, really sorry. I was planning on doing like some, I don't know, epic conclusion at the end of this review. So I didn't say goodbye in that little kind of segment. But then I thought, well, it's like 17 minutes long at this point. So I don't really need to just kind of reiterate the same points that I've made and bore you all to death. So I didn't want to just kind of end the video and be like, I think this foundation is really good. And then you're all like, okay, she didn't even say goodbye. That's rude. So I'm just going to say goodbye now. And yeah, sorry, I'm just about to go to bed. So I know I look ratchet. She looks ratchet. But anyway, I couldn't go without saying goodbyes. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know down below what your thoughts on these foundations are. Have you tried any of them? What do you think? I'm sorry for the shaky cam because I'm forgetting about moving. I'm so sorry. I'll be back soon. Bye.